Today we're going over 5 accessories for the X100VI. These accessories will mostly work on the X100V also, but I'll link down below if they don't. For the most part, these will be backwards compatible, but if you picked up the new X100VI, then all of these products will work in this video, so I'll leave them down below. So before you even receive your X100VI, I recommend ordering some glass screen protectors. These ones are just from Amazon. They're by Yolpter, and they are some tempered glass fixed to the screen of the X100VI. And when you get this camera and there's no dust on it, just put this screen on right away. The main thing that is important in here is obviously the screen, and then we have some tools to clean the screen in case it's dirty, but in this case it should be brand new. I'm gonna leave the dust stickers out just in case. Ooh, I think we might have got it perfect. As you can see, the screen doesn't protrude that much, and this will protect the camera and make sure that it does not get damaged as easily. The second accessory is a thumb grip. This is from Hyogi. I wanted to find the most simplest one with no branding, nothing special, no bells and whistles. I just want a nice thumb grip, and this one was on Amazon, relatively cheap, and looked like it fit the bill. So this is the thumb grip, and we're gonna go ahead and attach this now. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this hot shoe cover that was already on the camera. And we're gonna go ahead and slip in this new thumb grip. Feels pretty good, doesn't block the buttons, can still turn everything. Next up on the accessories, we are going to attach a shutter button. These come with threaded shutter holes, so we can go ahead and attach any kind of shutter we want. I got a small shutter from Square Hood that I am going to attach in here, just to give it a nice matching color scheme. So there we go, we have a nice little shutter button on this camera now. It protrudes a little bit, so it can be pressed easier. Definitely like this look. That is the small shutter button from Square Hood, and I am loving the feel of that, especially with this thumb grip too. Now, I'm not planning on using any filters on my X100VI, so I don't have any adapter rings or any filters to put on it, but those could be good accessories for you, and I will link those down below just in case you are interested in those. So the next accessory is from the same company as before. This is from Square Hood, and this is a hood for the lens. So to attach the Square Hood, we have to undo a couple of these screws that are on the sides. Once these screws come out and are safe, you can pop out this thread. Then you can screw off this front filter thread on the Fuji lens. You could go ahead and attach this adapter ring onto the lens. So there you go, there is a hood for the X100VI. So now we have a thumb grip, shutter button, and a hood, and this is looking way more sleek, way more professional. You can line up the red and white on the hood in the Fuji camera to make sure that this hood is centered perfectly, and that works out very great. All right, next up is the accessory that I am most excited for, and this is the wide conversion lens for the X100VI. This is supposed to be compatible from the X100V, but with the added megapixels of this camera, I think this will really be handy, because if you are doing documentary type photography or just documenting your life, then having that wider lens is going to be very beneficial to you. It's going to be closer to your phone lens, which is just great because it's how most people are going to see the world once they upgrade from their phone to this camera. The camera is a 35mm lens when you apply the crop factor, which means most people are going to think that is a little bit telephoto for them. But with this wide conversion lens, it's going to get it right back to that normal field of view that people are used to from their phones. And this is exciting because it is going to add a little bit of heft to the camera, but it's going to make it still portable and still able to use. So let's unbox this and attach it to the camera. So this is called the WCL X100II. This is the wide conversion lens. Let's go ahead and attach this onto the camera. So we can see this comes with its own filter bag also if you want to carry it around in your bag. And then it comes with some literature. Gonna open this up, and all we have in this is that lens. So to my knowledge, once you get the square hood on and centered, you should just be able to screw this off, and then this will be able to be screwed on normally, centered again. So that makes that setup a nice one and done process. And then we can go ahead and attach this wide conversion lens to this camera. So there we go. Now we have the wide conversion on the X100VI, and you can even attach a lens hood to this to make this a little bit longer and a little more professional too. But I don't have the correct lens hood for this yet. So for now, I just have this, and it does fit on this. I will have to test this out in some street photography, but I think it is a great attachment for the X100VI. One thing to note when buying accessories for the X100VI is that you should definitely hop on some of these very quickly because they are going out of stock. One of the hoods that I want for the wide conversion lens is out of stock, and a ton of other stuff are coming into stock but then going out of stock. The accessory that I don't have that I'd really like for this is a bottom plate and grip. This bottom plate is probably going to get scratched up, which I really don't want. It doesn't come with a plastic cover or anything on it to begin with, so I'd like to get a bottom cover on here that comes with an attached grip, which would make this camera a little more hefty. Those are sold from Small Rig. The old X100V or V plates do not fit on this because the thread mount had to move because of the IBIS system. So I need a new grip for this camera, and currently there are none. I have a pre-order in, but make sure if you are going for some popular accessories to place pre-orders in. The one accessory that could replace that if you don't want a grip, you can also put a leather case on this camera. I'm not going to be putting a leather case on this camera. I just want one of the metal grips to go with this. So I ordered something from Small Rig, and I'll list that down in the description below. So the next accessory I have for the X100VI is Peak Design and Clever Supply straps. Peak Design makes these anchor systems that go on the camera, and then Clever Supply makes some super high quality leather straps that can be used with the Peak Design system to go on the camera. So we're gonna go ahead and attach these anchors to the camera. So these anchors are gonna allow you to use any strap in the system on this camera, which makes it really quick to adjust for any type of shoot-in need. A lot of times I'll just be using this camera without any strap, but there are plenty of occasions when I'm gonna want a strap on this camera. So the first strap that I have is the cuff from Peak Design. This is a wrist strap. This snaps right in. You thread your hands through this and then you can tighten it, and then the camera can kind of just dangle. I use this a lot because in case I drop the camera, it won't hit the deck. And then it's very nice when you're shooting. It's sleek. You have full mobility because you don't have that neck strap. And it's a very nice, simple strap. I think the cuff strap is best for street photography when you're going to be having your camera in your hand at all times and you don't want to drop it or get it snagged or anything. But the neck strap that I have is the Clever Supply neck strap. This is good if you're just casually using your camera and you are just using it to document everyday life. This is a lot more aesthetic of a strap, and it can be converted into a wrist strap, which I've been meaning to do a video on how to turn a neck strap into a wrist strap for a long time. But this is a very beautiful leather strap. This is a limited edition green one because green is kind of the color that I've been using in a lot of my photos, and I just really love the look of the strap. Okay, the last accessory I have for the X100VI isn't really for the camera itself, but it is a waist or sling pack that you can put this camera in. This is obviously very good if you're going to be traveling around. I have one from Lululemon that fits everything I need for a day perfectly inside of it. And it's not the most amount of cushion, but it doesn't look like a traditional camera bag, which means you can just store this camera away and have the peace of mind that most people aren't going to know what you have inside of it, which is kind of how I like my camera bags to be nowadays. So I'll just put this inside of it. It will be safe. I won't throw this bag around because there's not a lot of cushion in it, but it will keep my camera hidden and secure. This is also good if I'm not using a strap. If I am using a strap, then I might not even need the bag, but this is a good option if I don't want to use a strap. So that is all my accessories for the X100VI. If I forgot anything, I'll put it down in the description, or just leave it in the comments and let everyone know what your favorite accessories are for this camera. If you guys are interested in more information about the X100VI, such as the film simulations inside of the camera, how to set up your own simulations, and how to go through the menu system of this camera, I will have links to all of those videos down below when they are available. Subscribe to the channel for more information on Fujifilm and photography, and I will catch you guys in the next one.